happening. It's happening, people. It's 10:10 at night, and we are in the building.
Exactly.
You knew it's coming, huh? Okay, all right. It's after hours, baby. The Harveys are in the building. With my beautiful wife, Dana Harvey, Matthew Harvey, and guess what? We got some surprise guests here today.
Some other voices.
We got some surprise guests here today. So I don't know where this conversation is going, but it's going somewhere. Okay, and we're just gonna flow. We're just gonna have a good time. And without further ado, for some of y'all, we may be introducing you to them, and for most of you guys, we're reintroducing you to them. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. Introduce my family, my people. The Wallaces are in the building. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. Studio, the production team is back there. It's just Mario. It's just Mario.
Yeah.
The guest speaker.
Cheer each other on.
Yes. Okay. How are you guys? What's
Hey,
going on?
Can I just say my brother's so fake because we were doing sound check. He's like, yeah, check 1 2 1 2. I'm like, talk how you're gonna talk for real. I was like, bro, it's 10 o'clock. This is how I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm chill for
As soon
real.
as the music,
I
he's like,
thought that's
yo,
what was gonna happen.
yo.
Listen,
Like,
I don't know what just happened.
we do it.
I think it's the intro music. There's something in the intro music that just like
something
it's
hypes
like
you
it's
up with
time.
that song.
Yeah, it just
Something
gets me
triggers
going.
I told you,
something
though,
in
like the Harveys are natural born performers, though. Like,
That's
the
crazy.
cameras
I
came
guess
on,
so.
and it was like,
Yeah, ready.
If we can find that video of me, you, and Levon doing Go Tell with the
Go
the
tell
cowboy
it on
boots,
the mountain.
yeah, and the cowboy hats.
oh, you guys had cowboy boots and
Yeah, I
hats.
feel like we were
What?
5, 6, 7, and 8
Hey, listen,
or
we
something.
can run it back.
to
I just went to a
find
Shania
that
Twain
footage.
concert the other day, so I got the
Oh
boots and the
my
hat.
gosh.
Lace
All
up
right,
your
go maybe
boots.
bust it out.
That was a version of Matthew that needs to stay in the closet. It was
Don't act like you didn't. I was getting mad love at the concert.
Jamaican cowboy.
Let's go. Boop,
was
boop,
a
boop.
thing.
Yeah.
Might need to come back out for Halloween or something.
Yo, Jamaican
Your
cowboy, that
your
could be a
bootcut
thing.
jeans, you know.
There you go. Boot, boot, boot cut jeans. All right. We're off to a great start here,
Oh,
people.
man. It's
All right.
late for real. Okay, hey guys, we're glad to be back. Thank you for
Yeah,
having
welcome
us.
back to
For
the
having us
couch.
again.
Yes, welcome to the couch. Welcome to the podcast. It's been a while
It has been a
since you
while.
guys have been on the podcast. It's probably been about a year now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're
Yeah.
well past due.
But
Yeah.
they are doing their thing on their podcast.
Hey, you guys are coming out of the pod. Your podcast is starting up again soon too, huh?
Yeah.
When's that? When's that
Depending
get?
on when this comes out.
Yeah, we don't, you know.
Yeah,
Probably already
probably. Okay. Well,
Maybe.
all right.
Could be out.
It could already
out
be
now.
out. We'll see.
Well,
okay.
if you haven't, you can go check out all their old episodes because they're all still really
nice.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
Thank
good
you.
stuff over there.
Yes.
Yeah. So how long is it now that you guys have been married?
3 years.
Yes.
Or you thought I was
I
going
was
to
gonna
get
say
it
4 for a second. No, because
Oh.
yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3
It's
years.
3 though.
It's been 3 years.
Oh, but
Yeah,
it
it
is
was
the
babies.
anniversary of your engagement. Just want to
Nobody
acknowledge
cares.
that.
Yeah,
Nobody
I told
cares.
Jess that nobody cares about
No,
that.
Dana cares. Thank you. If we could just take a moment to acknowledge what happened in this backyard
so
4
special.
years and 2 days ago.
Oh, that was this backyard.
It was, yes.
That makes it a little bit more special now. Maybe we do care.
Thank you. Every time I'm back there, I'm like, home.
And she was so
Okay.
surprised.
For me personally, the engagement day is way more special than the wedding day.
That's a crazy thing to
Yeah,
say.
I agree though.
That- 'cause,
What?
like,
I see that.
I think they were saying because as a girl, that's when you get chose. Like, it's like
That-
someone
the-
decided
the
that they
decision
wanted
is
me
made.
forever.
Yeah.
yeah, that's when
Yeah.
the decision is made. The wedding, I already
wedding-
know you're gonna say yes.
Yeah.
You said yes when you asked me to marry you. Like that was the actual decision, and it was like, okay, we're really doing this. The marriage,
Yeah.
I mean, the wedding, we're just celebrating the thing you asked me 9 months
Yeah.
ago.
That's just all for other people too. The party,
Yeah.
it's a party for other people.
Yeah.
But the engagement day, that's just like, especially if you're surprised, like you
Yes.
don't know it's coming. That's even more special. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh dang,
Yeah.
you were really thinking about me like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
special.
I was telling Jess that as a man, I think I was way more nervous on engagement day.
No, you
than-
said wedding day.
No, engagement day. Then I was on wedding day.
I thought you said wedding. Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, I was more. Yeah, I think because engagement day, like this is when the decision's really being made. You know, it's like
Can't
this is
go
like
back.
forever or not. Like, with whatever I do in the next like 2 minutes, decides like.
I'm almost positive you said wedding day. Because
No.
engagement day wouldn't surprise me. Of course, you're nervous. Every guy's nervous to ask their wife to get married. But I think I was surprised because you're nervous on the wedding day. It's like we're supposed to be having fun. I wasn't nervous at all on the wedding day.
No nerves on the wedding day.
I'll open our Substack video right now. I'm almost positive you said wedding day.
Mario, look up the Substack video.
Like,
No,
shameless
yeah,
plug.
I
Follow us on Substack.
if I said that on the Substack video, I misspoke.
That's why I was so confused.
You're like,
Because
wait,
you were
what?
like, this is really the last chance to.
I think you're remembering that. What? Anyways,
Whatever.
we're messing up their podcast.
No, hey, go ahead. This is why we're here. So how do you guys resolve conflict?
I'm like, we're messing up
things
this, like, it's
that
an
don't-
unimportant
Speaking of
detail.
things
Things you thought about.
Well, what was more nerve-wracking for you, the wedding day or the engagement?
1,000%.
Oh no, it's definitely the engagement.
Engagement
Like
day.
the more that you guys
Yeah.
are talking about it, and the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe the engagement day was a bigger day for me.
I literally
because
thought you were sick.
I
Like,
was
you
almost
needed
passed
to go
out.
home.
I almost fell out.
I was like, babe, we don't need to go out for my birthday. We could just Netflix and chill, get some Taco
and I ain't
Bell.
mad at some good old Netflix and
I'm
chill.
like, oh,
But
this was years ago, everyone.
Okay.
we were celibate then. No, but I think for you and me, it was definitely engagement day because one, we didn't talk about getting married before you
yeah.
proposed.
Absolutely
Oh,
crazy.
that's facts.
That's
You
crazy.
Did you
just
guys talk
popped
about it
that up.
before?
Yes, we
They
did
did a whole
pre-engagement
premarital.
counseling.
Yeah, we did
I
pre-engagement
knew we were
counseling.
getting engaged. I just didn't know
Pre-engagement
when.
counseling. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on that same Substack video that Jess was talking about. And I think pre-engagement counseling, it's like some people say that's OD, but I think it's like so like smart.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Because-
yeah, but then it like takes away from the
That's
excitement.
what
Like
she
it takes
said
away from
at
yeah.
first.
I feel like it takes away from
It
a little bit
does,
like
but
the
it
thrill
also
and the
saves
excitement
you
and the anticipation
horror.
of actually getting engaged to. But what's the point of
But-
pre-engagement counseling if you're gonna do premarital counseling?
So-
What's the
Because
difference?
you might not be ready. You might think you're ready.
Well, that's what the
Yes.
engagement process is to find out if you're really ready.
No,
No, but
right, yeah.
what I was saying is that a lot of times things come up in like pre-marriage counseling, but because like the invitation's already out,
That's
like,
fair.
it's
Okay.
like it's so much harder to back
Say
out
no.
once you're
Yeah.
engaged, like because there's an embarrassment
Yeah.
factor as well.
Okay, now I have a lot of questions to ask you, which you guys probably already talked about in the Substack.
No,
so
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we talked
We
about it for
glossed-
like 2 minutes.
we
Oh, okay,
glossed
cool.
over
So
it.
then, what are some things that they talk about in Because did you take both pre-engagement and premarital counseling, or did you just did only
Kind
pre?
of. So honestly, it's pretty much the same. It's like we talk about finances, we talk about sex, we talk about like in-laws, we talk about like holidays, like what do you guys want to do?
Family
type
history.
Of thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Just to see like, do you want to marry this person? Not like, do you want to be engaged to this person? Really, is what it is. But it's the same. It's pretty much the same exact stuff.
So how does one approach their girlfriend? Like, hey, let's take pre-engagement counseling. Like,
Yeah,
once you do that, like, isn't that weird? Like, what if they're like, whoa, who said I want to marry
No,
you?
no,
Well, you
Yeah.
talk. See,
No,
y'all
well,
did it backwards.
Yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
yeah. I look
Yeah.
unintentionally threw shade on you. Like,
Well, okay. Well, say it to my face now.
no,
No,
because
no.
it wasn't about you. But I was saying that if you ask your girlfriend to marry you and you've never spoken about marriage before, I'm like, Loki, that's manipulative.
Okay. Did you feel like I manipulated you, babe?
No, you didn't manipulate
Why did it take
me.
you so long to answer that?
No, because
long ago.
Think about it.
no, I mean, you really set it up where it would have been really embarrassing if
That-
I
yo,
said
that would've
no.
been really
Everybody
bad.
was
For
there.
That's what,
Parents
that's what
flew
the point
out.
was.
Yeah.
Like you flew my parents out. Like that would have been crazy if I was like.
But I
"What?
feel like
No."
if you ask your spouse's parents for their hand in marriage and their parents say yes, then that's a good sign that like your partner should say yes too, right?
Not always. Did you
Maybe.
not watch Forever?
No, what is forever? What's that?
You didn't watch it.
I need to get on game.
Remember when the guy was,
I don't even know what
the
you're gonna
guy
talk
was like,
about.
the
Like
mom was
another
so excited
Netflix
for her to go to prom with that guy, but she
Oh,
didn't know
yeah.
what was really going on in the marriage, and she did not want to go to prom with him. Anyway,
We're talking about prom versus marriage,
I know,
though.
but I'm just saying that sometimes the parents don't really know what's going on.
Because prom, who did I go
No,
to prom
prom
with?
is not important.
I'm just saying, I don't even
saying.
think I ever met my prom date's parents. So it's like,
I understand.
I get what you're saying, but no.
Sometimes the parents don't know what's going on. For you to be like, oh, the parent says yes, and it should be great.
Okay,
Sometimes
yeah,
they
that's
don't
fair.
know what's going
That's
on.
fair.
Yeah, because
Okay.
my parents definitely did not know what was going on.
My mom knew what was going on. She still loved Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think in general, like as a wisdom point, it's important to start to talk about marriage even before engagement time to kind of start to
Gauge it.
gauge it. Yeah, gauge how the other person's thinking about it and start to ask questions that are more, I guess, specific. You know, it's like, how did you grow up with this? Like, how do you handle your money? And it's like when you start to ask those questions in dating, your engagement time look in early stages of marriage can look a whole lot less stressful
Yeah.
because you've
Yeah.
sorted a lot of it out
Yeah.
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
I think I think we had a lot of those conversations, but I was just kind of smooth with it. I was like,
that's right.
I feel like I just knew enough at that point where I was like, okay, we're ready. But I know some. I'm sorry, guys. Some people don't got that kind of sauce. Okay, so it's just
Oh
like
my
so-
God.
Don't follow this example, please.
He pats himself on the back. He's like,
Everybody has saucy.
I'm just saying, like, I knew I knew who I was going to marry. I knew who I was proposing to, and I knew that based off previous conversations, we had already built that rapport with each other that made me aware of where we stood, and that it was the right time for us to take that next step. Where I feel like there's some people who go into a situation where they're like completely ignorant, and they're just like, hey, now's the time, and them and their spouse are not on the same page. So I think it is beneficial to be very intentional with those type of conversations if you really are unsure. But I do think that some people just don't have that awareness. So I do think it is better
I have a question for you then.
Go ahead.
Do you guys think like within like the first 3 years of marriage, like is there anything, any questions that you could have asked each other or someone could have asked you that would have brought some stuff to light that would have made the early stages of marriage easier?
We had one problem really, and I feel like
I think that's what I'm thinking about too. Yeah.
And I feel like that wasn't really something that I could have been like, hey, can you like stop being so friendly? I can't
Like, how would
like.
you
I'm
know?
John
Yeah.
Harvey's son.
I
I'm sorry.
mean, and I
yes.
think that it definitely, I think some kind of like premarital counseling that was like a little bit deeper, or, I mean, we did some postmarital counseling afterwards, and that's when you kind of like, clicked some things together. But I don't think I could have like asked you a question that would have been like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should back away. There was already red flags with you. And so I feel like how we were the first 5 years of our marriage, it was rough. And I don't think it could have been avoided except to just like wait it out, I guess, time and you to mature. I mean, we got married pretty young. I feel like it was pretty young. And so I think like if we matured together like we did, it would have been fine. But I wouldn't want that on anybody else. So.
Yeah, we could have had a smoother, like you said, a smoother first 3 years.
Yeah.
If we did take if we took a more intentional approach to it. So I do agree with that. Now that you asked that question, because if we were to have, because one of the problems that we had initially in our marriage, like she said, is I was just a little bit too friendly with the opposite sex, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, we're just friends. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, nothing's happening here, you know. And I thought it was okay, but it's like the way that she broke it down to me, and she's like, she called it emotional cheating. And I was like, emotional cheat? I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Emotional
We didn't hold hands.
Huh?
Yeah, emotional unfaithfulness. I'm like, I didn't hold hands. We didn't kiss. You know, like we didn't do any of that.
That's physical.
But even like, because a lot of my best friends growing up were females.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of,
me too.
yeah.
Are y'all twins? Okay, sorry.
So,
me too.
Sorry.
so it's like, I was like, yeah, I can't bring the same relationships into my marriage. Like, why does that matter? But I started to understand that, like, I'm giving up a lot of my the same emotional support that I'm giving them is like the emotional support that I'm giving her. It's like very similar. So it's like, there should not be anybody on the same level as your wife when it comes to those type of relationships and the emotions that you're giving. So I as time went on, and like she said, as I matured, I definitely started to see that was an area, a weakness in our marriage, and an area of opportunity for me. So if that was something that was pointed out in premarital and what do you call it? Premarital engagement?
Pre-engagement counseling.
I mean, either, honestly.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, look, you put me on game, bro. Put me on game.
Well,
I mean,
So what was
there's
one of the biggest things that you guys felt like you took away from pre-engagement counseling?
okay, I will be 100% honest, and I think we both did the same thing. Not that we didn't take anything away, but I feel like I may have folded because we did it with his father, his parents. Actually, his mom and dad did it with us.
See, that's not fair. You got cheated. That's like a cheat
You did
code.
it with your dad too, didn't you?
Pre-engagement counseling?
No, your premarital
Oh,
counseling.
premarital?
Didn't you do it with dad?
No.
Oh,
They-
we had
that was the other
conversations, but it
brother.
wasn't anything
Levon
official.
did it with dad, I think.
oh.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so
That's gotta be a little
there were some
awkward.
things that I didn't necessarily want to bring up or say because I'm talking to my future husband's parents, and
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to bring these things up. So I feel like I may have gotten, where I cheated myself because I should have said something, but I didn't. First of all, I was so excited that we were
Having those conversations.
getting here to, I was like,
Yeah.
whatever, who cares? But I still think it was really good to talk about like the finances, and I think that was one of the biggest things, honestly, because our situation, especially at the time when we were engaged, Jonathan wasn't working and I was already fully established. So
Yeah.
where they're kind of talking about like, is it gonna, does it bother you that like when you guys do get married, he's still gonna be like working on, well, you graduated, but you didn't have a job yet for like weeks.
I had to pass my boards.
Yeah, whatever. Like, is that going to bother you? That yada, yada, yada. Like, talking about that and thinking more about it was very helpful. And it helped us to kind of navigate where we are now, because the situation is still the same, but it's like, are you going to be okay that he is still going to be like the leader of the family, even though the financial thing is not the norm, you know? And yeah, I think that was something good that we dove into that I still need today. So
That's really good.
What about you?
No, I think that was a good one. And like during our lead up to our marriage, that was our biggest contention.
Yeah.
Like
Still
money.
today.
Low key.
Still the problem.
Low key. Just about money and like making decisions for the family, like what like we believe is what, like we have differences sometimes in what we believe is like what we should do, like in terms of like a wisdom point. I'll be like, so we'll talk about the wedding. Like leading up to the wedding, being in school, like I was bringing debt into marriage, like didn't have like actual resources. And Jess was already, like she said, established. So leading up to the wedding, she was paying for most things, or your dad gave us a good amount of money as well for the wedding, but she was paying for most things. So I'd be like, I don't think we should pay that much for XYZ. She's like, well, I'm paying for it, so
Flex.
yeah. So
This is after our pre-engagement counseling.
Apparently that did absolutely nothing. Okay.
No,
So they're trying to say
fine.
pre-engagement
But
counseling
what
does
she was
absolutely
saying was
nothing.
He's like,
you know?
go back to your notes. Go back to your notes.
Page 3, highlighted, second paragraph.
But what she was saying at the time was that she was saying that this is the last time where it is not going to be a we making the decisions.
Even though technically it still was, just legally it wasn't.
No,
like,
I'm just saying what you said.
I know, but I'm just, for anyone who's watching, I don't want to be like, well, we're not married yet, so I can do whatever I want. Like, you're engaged, you should at least be practicing a we, like the we mentality. But for our wedding, I was like, this is the last big thing that I know for a fact I can be like, you ain't my husband. Which is so silly, because you're paying for something that is going to make you guys husband and wife. And I'm like, you are not my husband.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that, though, for anyone watching. It wasn't those words verbally.
You're thinking it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
absolutely
sure.
was thinking. I was like,
I
who
mean,
are you talking
see it,
to?
though.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not even, let me do what I'm doing and you won't feel a thing.
Yeah.
Did you feel anything?
So that made
Didn't
Well-
think so.
well, that made me nervous. That was the thing, I think, leading up to, after we got into engagement, that was the thing that made me the most nervous. I'm like, is she gonna trust me to lead, even though she is gonna be the primary breadwinner, which she still is. So it's like, I mean, since we've been married, it hasn't been an issue that much, really.
Issue?
No, I mean,
I felt it.
she allows me to lead, but she's not always happy.
Yeah, that's
With
what
the
it is.
decision.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like marriage in general, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it was my finances or not, like, I think it would still be the same.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's cool that it's like in the very beginning, you're already seeing like what marriage is doing to you. Like it's refining both of you, one being understanding and one being flexible. So I kind of love that because you guys got that like right out the gate, even before.
That's true.
Yeah.
For
A
sure.
lot of people don't see that. They kind of think like, oh, you can be married, but still separate with little things.
Yeah.
But those little things can divide you.
Yeah, it's true.
The devil will use those to divide you.
It's true.
Yeah. And I think so many people have such a hard time in marriage and like those first few years because they just go in with a really bad theology of marriage or like a really bad like concept of what marriage is supposed to be.
What do you think most people think what marriage is supposed to be?
It's fairy tale. It's like we get together, we
Yeah.
live happily ever after.
Yeah.
But like really it's about how they're serving me.
Yeah. Is he making me happy today?
Yeah, is he or she making me happy today? Like as a man, it's like, am I getting the respect that I feel like I deserve that a wife should give a husband? Like, and not really independent. Like, so yeah, I should be doing good things too. But like, what are they doing for me? Like, what have you done for me lately? And I think so many people, like when they get into marriage, they can romanticize it so much and fall so deep in love with the ideas of love, that like of romantic love, that when they get into what love actually is, and it's like service more than it is like good feelings all the time, I think they get a little disillusioned.
Yeah.
So did you ever have that thought process where you were like, maybe the way that I want our marriage to go is not necessarily what God has planned for me or what marriage is supposed to be? Or did you have like selfish thoughts initially, or are there some selfish thoughts you still feel like you're kind of working through where you're not necessarily embracing marriage for what it's supposed to be?
I'll let you go.
I don't think so. I mean, I definitely think I have to die to myself daily because I know what marriage is supposed to be, but my flesh doesn't always want to go along with what marriage is supposed to be. I want to do what I want it to be. Like, you serve me, you listen to me, I know what I'm doing, my way, but that's not marriage. It's like it's a partnership. It's not just about what one person wants, but I know that. So it's not like, what was the question again? Sorry, I'm going somewhere, but
Yeah. What are you working through right now? Are there some selfish desires that you have that don't align with what marriage truly is, that you feel like, you are looking at it from more of a selfish perspective instead of what marriage is created to be?
so that's what I was saying. Like, I can think about what I want to do, but I don't do because I know I'm not supposed to, for the most part. Or if I do what I'm not supposed to in marriage, I will. We can address it and I can apologize and we turn around. But it's not like a constant prolonging situation of, I'm not a big fan of the godly way of marriage, so I'm gonna just do it my way. Like, that's not what I signed up for, and I knew that. So
yeah. Something that you brought up that I wanted to touch on real quick too as well was you talked about how when people get into a marriage, they always think that they're supposed to be the ones getting served, or they may not be getting the respect that they expected from their spouse. So just speaking from a man's perspective, can you think about maybe a time that you can think of personally, or just in general, where you're not getting the respect that you deserve or expect, but she shouldn't be following you because you don't necessarily have the right mindset behind it? Does that make sense?
They're like, what I was doing was not necessarily worthy of the respect that I was expecting.
Correct. And when you're not doing the thing that you're supposed to do, should a woman still follow that because you're the man of the household? I think that's a mindset that a lot of people have now, is that I'm the man, no matter what, I'm still the man of the household. This is how it's supposed to go down. So is this the way that marriage is designed to be?
Yeah, I think in our flesh, we can be, or just like within ourselves, we can really get hyper focused on what our spouse is doing. Like, it's like
not doing
or not doing. It's like get really focused on like, oh, but how come they're not doing this? How come they're not doing this? It's like, yeah, I should be doing this, but how come they're not doing this? But I think when we get down to it, for me, and that happens in flesh for me all the time. But I think when I get down to it, it's like trying to remember that God's only gonna hold me responsible for me. Like, God's like, and God's holding Jess responsible for Jess. So it's like, I'm only in charge of me. I'm not in charge of what she does. So even if there is a plank in her eye, or even just a speck in her eye, or just a speck in my eye, I'm only responsible for my speck, or what I have going on. So I think that helps ground me and helps me die to self. And that sometimes I feel like she should be either respecting me more or deferring to me more on a certain thing. And I'm like, man, why didn't she do that? But it's like, I think God always checks me, and he's like, hey, like, let me be concerned about her. Like, he's like, I care about her even more than you do. And like, just trust her to me, like me being God, and like worry about what you have going on. And I think that helps guide me in that situation, if that makes sense.
That's good. But so where do you feel like, as a woman, you should draw the line when it comes to, all right, my husband's not going the right direction, I need to put my foot down and say no? Like, do you have situations like that? And for ladies right now who may be in a relationship and they are following their husband down a path of, failure, if you will, like how should they respond to that? What do they do?
Yeah, well, I think it's really important to have counsel. I think every married couple should have a seasoned married couple that they can bring into certain situations when they feel like it's out of their control. So I haven't, we've only been married for 3 years, and so far there hasn't been a situation where, like, we've obviously disagreed on things, but not to the point where it's like, if he keeps going down this way, he's gonna combust or anything like that. So there have been situations where I'm like, I don't agree, and I will always say my piece, because it's not, marriage is not like punching back to a situation where you can't speak your mind, but it's like, if Jonathan's, like, we'll say foot is down, he doesn't necessarily put his foot down and say my way or the highway, but he'll feel very strongly, but I don't think we should do this, and I'll feel very strongly, but I think we should. But at the end of the day, I will defer to him, because I'm like, I know I married you because of the qualities that you have, and I know that you're a man of God, and that you wouldn't feel so strongly about something if it wasn't from God. So I'm like, okay, I have to trust that what you're getting is from God, and I have to defer to that, even if I may not agree. But if it was something where I'm like, I know for a fact that this is wrong, like biblically or like legally or something, and he's not listening to me, you have to go to like somebody else, like a higher up, someone who you can trust, like preferably your like counseling couple or something like that, to step in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's really good. So what if there is someone right now who is in that situation but is just afraid of overstepping the boundary of, you know, her husband being the man and the authoritative one of the household? Like, what do you have for them? What do you think that they should? How do they move forward from a situation like that? Because they may be in an abusive situation, they may be in, you know, a manipulative situation, like, but they just feel stuck. Like, so what do they do at this point?
I mean, if after like conversations have been had and we're just not seeing eye to eye, you have to ask for help. Like, you know, it takes like a village to raise a child, but it also takes community for a marriage as well. Like, you cannot do this alone. That's why it's so important to have godly friends who are also married. Like, not to say you need to abandon your single friends, but if you are married and you don't have any other married friends, especially ones that like are in the word, you're going to be in trouble, because who are you turning to when you're going through these issues? So I feel like you have to go to somebody. You have to get help. You know, of course, like, prayer, and that's great. I meant, it made me sound like I was mocking prayer. Prayer is, do that.
Prayer
First,
plus.
Did you just do air quotations?
No. It was prayer. Prayer is the first response. Like I said, I heard at a wedding, go to the throne before you go to your phone.
Okay,
But after you go to the throne, like, God provides people in your life to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to like step in and help. Like, he provides wisdom to your friends and, like, you know, the counsel. So I just definitely suggest that you go to someone who has, you know, godly wisdom to step in and help.
Yeah, I would say that, though, if anyone's in like an abusive situation, whether that be physical, emotional, like verbal, like, they should separate themselves for a period of time, at least a period of time, in order to be safe, you know, and then then everything you said, bring somebody else in order to kind of manage that situation. I don't think anyone should stay immediately in a situation that's unsafe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think that's just like a thing I would preface. But I think I agree with everything else that you said.
Yeah, that's really good. So I know you guys mentioned community, you know, how important community is. What is community looking like for you guys right now? What are some things that you guys are involved in that you feel like is being very beneficial for your marriage and your relationship?
Well, we did a marriage group, 2 or 3 years ago, like right when we first started being married. And I personally thought we were so unqualified. We were maybe married for 6 months at the time or something. I think we were actually the youngest. Like, our marriage was the youngest in the group at the time. And I was like,
Is that
why?
weird? How does
It
that
did
feel?
feel
What
weird,
is
because
that?
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck are we doing? I don't know anything.
Well, it didn't mean to be started off as like a marriage group, but more so like,
Community. We're trying to find
I was
community
trying to cultivate community. It's like,
of married people.
yeah, like we're all young.
Which is called a marriage group.
No, but like, it's not like come follow me and that's just under my leadership. It was like
more like a facilitating
yes,
group.
Yeah.
facilitating like a friend, like of a friendship, like being intentional. It's like I see you guys. God's put you people on my heart to like, like to be like our community, like to be our community, and like to see what that can look like. Like let's talk about Jesus together, and that's it. And like to build real friendships. And so that was like a thing that we had a bunch of couples in there, but a couple of those couples like stuck. Like we're super, super close now. And like some of us are like gone through like some really tough things like over this past few seasons, but like we've been able to hold each other down in that time, really pray for one another, And I think that is just so helpful. Just having other people in your corner, like, because doing life alone is just like impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible to do well, at least.
I think it was like God is just so intentional because for so long I was praying for like godly friends, and then we got married. I'm like, I need some godly married friends. And then when we started that group, I remember one of the names, like we were in bed one time and Jonathan was like, what do you think about this couple? And I was like, they're gonna ruin the vibes. Like, I don't really know them that well. Like, they're not one of us. Like, not, and I don't even mean like black. Like, they're not in the
You hit
group.
them in the Kendrick bar?
No, they're not like
They're
us.
like, wow, that's
I was
crazy.
like, I don't really know them that well. And even the first group that they came to, they were like really quiet. We're all like cackling. They're really quiet. I'm like, bro, they the op, bro. I'm like, I'm not sure about them.
You had to pat them down when they came
I
in the
know,
house?
I'm like, arms. I'm like, unbutton your shirt, make sure there's no wire. And to this day, she's like my best friend. I remember one time I went in the closet to call her. I'm like, what do you think I should do about this? Like, and so God is just so intentional. And I think it's just so important to pray about the relationships that you're like trying to cultivate as well. Like, who should be in my life, God? Like, bring those people to us or bring us to them, Lord, and like just make it so natural. And it was just such a really natural thing. And it was also so interesting because like all the girls are like in their 30s and all of our husbands were like younger than us. It was just like so like God, what do they call it? A divine connection. That's what our church says.
Yeah,
Divine connections. So, but they've been very helpful. I can't imagine like doing this walk without them. So community is so important. And we stress that all the time. People are always like, how do you make friends? How do you make friends? I'm like, bruh, go to church and join a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Join
gonna
a group,
say,
get plugged in.
adult friends, like adult friendships,
Yeah.
that's so tough. But when you really plug into the church, easy. Everyone
So
wants to be your
easy.
friend.
Mhm.
Everyone's ready to be connected in a deeper way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have mentorship, and how do you guys feel about that for married couples when it comes to, just how to figure out marriage or just life? You guys may have individual ones, or I don't know. What does that look like for you guys, and has that been beneficial?
Yeah. So we're fake because I was definitely like mentorship. It's, you got to have that. So we don't have that yet.
Well,
Not
it's
your
something we need to
parents?
get
We
better.
have-
It's something we need to get better.
We have
at.
community, but we don't have an actual mentorship couple. We've tried out some people, but and this is mostly before we got married. Actually, we tried out a few couples, but
What do you mean try out?
like
Y'all had applications?
I'm
what do
like
you- okay, 40
Take
are
them out
down.
to dinner and you're like, yeah, not my vibe.
interview. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like them. There is this couple that I think who connected us with them. They're in Atlanta. And we did like a
Camilo.
FaceTime. We did like a FaceTime of when Jonathan was, I don't know what he was going through, but I was like, girl, we need help. And we talked to them once. I would talk to them again, but I don't think it's great because they don't live here.
Yeah, long distance mentorship is hard.
Yeah, they don't live here, and they don't really.
Yeah.
I still haven't met them in person. I'm like,
When I went to Atlanta when we were broken up, I talked to the guy. It was super cool.
yeah, he is cool though.
But I don't think we have mentors per se right now, and it's something that I definitely want us to work towards. But like I do have couples that I look up to though. Like you guys are a couple that I look up to. I don't know if
Yeah.
do you as well?
Well, yeah, I'll be texting them about you. It's been a minute, but I do.
No
I know
comment.
you guys have been quiet, so I guess everything's
Everything's
smooth
been
over
okay.
there.
Every now and then I whisper something like, hey.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
like you guys are a couple that I look up to, and like just how you guys raise your family and how you just handle your life is just like super inspiring
Yeah.
to us. My parents as well are a couple I look up to, and like there are a couple others, but we definitely need a couple that's like intentionally.
Yeah, I think it's so important that we find one that is not family because
Yeah.
we don't want people to start picking sides or feel some type of way towards our spouse that's in the family.
Yeah.
But right now, most of our couples that we look up to are in the family. So,
Family's just so good though.
You just
yeah.
gotta go-
But like I said, our community is like of our couple married friends is great, but we're not necessarily using them as counsel.
In that way, yeah.
In that way, yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Is
How
there-
about you guys?
for
Yeah, what
us-
about you guys?
We're the same. We've been praying about it for like a long time. And it's so funny
All right,
because
we'll do it.
I feel
Fine.
like
anything.
I feel like Matthew's like a disciple magnet. Like everyone wants to disciple him. Everyone wants to like mentor him. They're like gravitate
I don't know if
towards
that's a good
him.
thing or a bad thing. They're like,
Like,
you got
he
problems.
needs work.
Yeah, they're like, yo, you need help,
needs
brother.
work.
No, like,
Dude, you're
literally-
almost there.
I have at least 8 videos on my phone of just like random guys coming up to Matthew and talking to him, just being like, "I like your shirt." So like, what do you believe in? What do you? And they just have this deep conversation in the line at Starbucks, and it's just
Dana's
like
in the corner like,
absolutely insane. Where I'm like, man, this man just attracts people, and so he has like a list of mentors, but like their spouses are like, I don't know. And so I feel like it would be so awesome to find a couple where they're like ready to do life with us and like want to pour into us and have that same energy where we like both the husband and the wife. So that's why I asked, like, what do you mean try out? Because I feel like we've kind of done the same thing where we're just like, oh, could they maybe be it?
right, yeah.
And then we like asked a few questions like, no.
not quite.
Then back to the drawing board.
Wait, so
but-
what are you guys looking for? Or like, what should people be looking for in a mentorship couple?
Yeah, I think age is a big thing because like we have our marriage group too where we are in like they've been married maybe a couple years more than we have or but it's not enough where I'm looking for some like really deep. I'm that Titus 2 wife where she's gonna come in and just pour this knowledge of like years of wisdom. Like their kids are out of school and this is what they've done, or kind of where you can kind of see what their faith has blossomed through their fruit. Like you'd be able to see that in their life.
Yeah.
And I feel like finding a couple where they are older, much older than you, and they are also serving in the church still, like love each other still. I love to find a couple that love each other kind of similar to the way we love each other. Like I didn't know this,
How do
but
we love each other, babe? Can you elaborate on that?
I love being with Matthew. Like and we are together all the time. We work together, we pick up the kids together, we do all the things together. And I don't ever get tired. I don't know if I can speak for you, but I don't ever get tired of him. And we love going on dates even though we're together all day. But I would love to find another couple that like enjoys doing that too. For some reason I feel like we're around a lot of couples where they like to do a lot of things solo. And I think it's healthy to have that kind of thing, but I really love when you can see that they love to be around each other, even at their old age.
Yeah.
We've been together for like, I don't know, like 16 plus years, and I feel like I still feel the same energy that I did in the very beginning. And I pray that continues. I've seen it in couples, and I would hope that we would be discipled by a couple like that, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's really good. 16 plus years. It's been that long, huh?
Well, that's a good amount of time.
Do you remember our engagement day, though?
Yes, I do.
You can't forget it. I know. I was like, you remember that forever. You kind of hit the nail on the head. I think it's very easy to find mentors. But I don't know. There's just something about finding a married couple mentor for us personally. And then at the same time, it's like we're also looking for someone who can relate to like our career style and how we try to balance that with our ministry and with our family, because there's a lot of that plays a role in it as well. But at the end of the day, I feel like I don't think anybody will ever find the perfect mentor.
Right, yeah.
And I tell people that they should have like different mentors for different things. Like obviously if you can consolidate all those things into one, that makes it a lot easier. Like, or I know I can go to this mentor for my finances. I know I can go to them for relationships. I know I can go to them for fitness, whatever it is, health, whatever it is that you're looking for in a mentor. But if you can consolidate all that into one, then that's amazing. But at the same time, like don't think that you're going to find all of that in one mentor. Be willing to expand and say, oh, I know that if I'm having problems in this area of life, I can reach out to this person or this couple. If I have problems in this area of life, I know these people are really good at their parenting skills. I'm going to reach out to them. But I do think over the last couple of months, we've been around a little bit different of a community where we've had an opportunity to meet some really cool mentors, potential mentors.
Trying
and I think
them
that
out.
we're
Trying them
going
out
through
right
the
now.
trial period as
Try
well.
out.
And I think that we've seen a lot of what we're looking for in them. we're still kind of cultivating and mending that, not mending much, still working on that relationship. But I think that we've seen a lot in that area. And so I think that's huge. Like, I feel like before we can mentor other people, which I feel like we kind of do, it's like, I feel like we sometimes need a strong mentor above us in order to make sure that we're as effective as possible with mentoring others.
That's actually a conversation I just had with these people that we're trying out or whatever. But she asked me, she's like, what do you feel in your marriage group? Like, what makes you feel like you're ill-equipped? And I was like, because we don't have like someone directly discipling over us. Like, we have the church and they're kind of discipling over us in a like not intimate way, but in some way. And I just feel like we really need that couple where we can like go to like, is this okay to say? What would you suggest about this? And so, actually, something happened in our marriage group where we're talking about it amongst our co-leaders, but we're like, we really should be seeking like someone elderly to guide us on this. And I think that that's really important.
Yeah.
I feel like one of my problems is that I feel like I need mentorship, or we need mentorship. Well, I'll talk about me. Need mentorship more than I want mentorship. Or feel like I need mentorship. And I know that it's just because growing up, I had my dad, yes, and my dad's fantastic, and like there are like 30 people like every week that will go to him like on a Sunday after church to like talk to him and get his advice and all this stuff. So like I have a good mentor in him, but like growing up and like especially within my Christian walk, like I was in many times like the only person around that was doing certain things. Like I got serious about Jesus before all my friends did. And like there weren't many people like above me at the church I was at that like could pour into me. So I think I had a level of like self-sufficiency, or like that I thought was self-sufficiency. Like I'll just figure it out myself. And like I think that served me well, but it's also handicapped me
For sure.
as well. So it's like there are many things that I've been able to figure out by myself, but it's like I know that there is so much more that like I guess God has for me that's like on the other side of mentorship. But I know that more than like I feel it personally. That makes sense?
I can relate to that. Yeah, I think like for me, I've always felt like I'm really self-aware, where I'm just like, oh, this is an area that I can work on, and here's a book that's going to help that. And so I've been able to kind of like patch things up and help other people through knowledge. And maybe not so much with wisdom, because I don't have that wisdom that I would gain through experience. And that we're not going to gain until time. And so I can see where, like, even when we're pouring into people online and we're pouring into people in our marriage group, I'm quick to jump into a book to try to find some kind of scripture, whereas someone that's maybe like 30 years older than us is just like, there was a time where I experienced this and the Lord brought me here, and then it's just helping you get to that point through an experience, rather than like, well, this person that I don't know says this, and then this scripture I think is interpreted like this, you know. I think there's something to say about, you know, helping people through knowledge versus wisdom, and thinking we can be those disciples that we're not really equipped to be, I guess.
Well, I guess thinking about, because that word wisdom is getting thrown around a lot right now, and I think we do have some wisdom, you know, in this stage of our life where we can pour into other people. So what does that look like for you guys as far as like pouring into like the next generation? Do you guys have something in place, or do you guys have anything planned where it gives you an opportunity to do that?
You go.
I do a good amount of that, which is why kind of like Dana was saying, it's like it is wisdom to have somebody over me, you know, that isn't family. You know what I mean? Like to because I don't know what I don't know, but I do a lot of like, I don't want to say discipling, but like being a big brother, like as a believer to other believers that like in my sphere of influence, like whether that be through groups at church or just through like friendships, relationships. Like God's put me in a position to do a good amount of that. And like I feel comfortable doing it, but I think it's godly wisdom to say like, it's like, yeah, you're doing this and to your knowledge, you're doing it well, but it's like, could there be more of that? Like, is there something that you're not seeing that you would have if someone else was pouring into you more specifically?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, we do run our marriage groups and things like that, but I am way more confident when I'm talking to like the younger girls, like the 21 to like 22, 23, when they're like going through their dating. I can mentor somebody about dating all day because like I have the experience, been there, done that. So I've picked like this one girl who I've been like one-on-one like mentoring. I mean, I turned into like little sis, big sis vibes, but I know my capacity that I wouldn't want to like start a program or a foundation or whatever, because I know that I can only give so much, and I rather give my all to one person instead of giving a little bit to 30 people. So as of right now, that's just where I'm at. Like, if I feel God leading me to someone else, like we'll spread it out like 3 or 4 or something. But
That's how it should be, though.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be like a million people.
Yeah. I'm like, I know that I would be no good to more than 2 people right now. I'll be no good. So
That's your capacity too?
it's tight.
Yeah, God bless you, girl. I'm pray for you.
It's tight. So yeah, but I was listening to the Perry's actually podcast the other day about friendships. I forgot the girl's name that was on there, but she was talking about how she was a people pleaser, and like myself, I was such a huge people pleaser. Someone asked me to go to coffee. Yeah, let's go. Like they want to be my friend, and I mean, I do have a lot of people who, want to be my friend, yada, yada. And then I remember her saying, somebody asked her to, like, go to coffee and, like, would love to, like, you're my kind of girl, I'd love to be friends with you. And she told her, like, long story short, she told her, no, like, I can't be your friend because I'm going to let you down because you're expecting something from me that I can't give you right now. And I was like, dang, I don't know how to say that nicely, but that's something that I want to keep in my back pocket for when, people do want to reach out and they want that personal relationship. Like, I would love to give it, and that's why mentoring is good, because you turn someone else into you. Not that you
That's the goal.
duplicate yourself so
goal.
that everyone isn't continuously going to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, knowing when to say, like, I don't want to let you down, and I will if I take this on. So I'm gonna have to pass on that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I was just talking to my teacher about this the other day, because I was trying to, and maybe you guys have some feedback for this, because I think that a lot of times when we find ourselves getting overwhelmed, it's because we spread ourselves too thin. And my mindset is always like, dang, if we don't do it, then who is going to do it?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah.
So like it says that the work is plenty, but the laborers are few.
Yeah, got it.
There you go.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, pastor, thank
Exactly.
you. So it's like there's so many people that need help out there, that need community, that is just looking for like a shoulder to lean on. And when I look around, sometimes I'm like, dang, like I don't know if there's that many people out there to help support them in this area. So I'm like, then this must be God telling me that I need to help this person, right? But then I do that about 20 times, and I'm like, I don't have, like, I sometimes look at my phone and I'm like, woo, okay, I can't, if I respond to that person right now, it's gonna be a long conversation. I know I need to talk to this person, but then there's still like someone from last week that I still didn't get back to yet. And I was like, oh, I missed this one call. I got a voicemail here. Like, it's just like, I'm like, it's a lot. So it's like, but that's, and then I started to realize that is what some people, when they come to the Christian community and they're looking for that support, and then when we quote unquote fall short of giving them the support they need, that's when they start to look at Christians and they're like, oh, see, that's why I can't do this Christian thing. Like, that's why, yeah. And then they fall into church hurt. So what does that look like for you guys right now? Like, I know that you guys are doing a lot. Yeah, you guys got a lot going on. So have you guys found a way to balance all of that without getting to a place of feeling like you're drowning?
Yeah, I think a good like analogy of like what you're saying that I just kind of thought of. When we were kids, my brother was the best player like on his basketball team, and I remember watching him play.
At 5'2"?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, my boy.
He's not 5'2".
He said when they were kids. So I know. I mean,
No, I mean,
Well.
I think we're both like 2'3" right now. Like,
yeah, say it right.
5'2" or 5'3", whatever. But yeah, so he was like the best player. He's like the best player on the team, like on the rec team. So he's trying to guard everybody, right? But because he's trying to guard everybody, no one's getting guarded really well. So he's tired and the team's losing because he's not doing his job like well. And I think we can try to do the same thing. And I think that makes us really ineffective. Because even if you go the way of Jesus, Jesus didn't reach as many people while he was alive as he probably could have if he wanted to be as big as possible, right? So there's many times that he went away from crowds, like he went away from opportunities that could have not even made it have a bigger audience, but like he would be able to reach and touch more people so that he can spend time pouring into the few, right? So it's like if you look at that, it's like he chose. You know, there was a larger group, but then he chose the 12, and then he had the 3, and then some people believe that John was the one that he poured the most into. So I think it's deciding, kind of like Jess was saying, that with your time, who is the person or the people that God is putting on me very specifically to build that, to try to help build them up, to kind of do what I'm doing. You know, I think that if we create like discipleship situations where it's like if we're not here, like everything falls apart, then eventually we're gonna burn out and we're not helping the people learn how to fish. It's like we're like we keep giving them the fish. It's like you know, like picking them back up. It's all right, you know. But there are gonna be specific people I feel like that God lays on your heart. It's like I should pour into this person very specifically and help build them up. Like, oh, I need to do this more too. But like, I'm going to the store. You want to come with me? Or I'm doing this, like, to take them along life with you. And really specifically, like, hey, how are you doing this week? So you, like, that person gets a weekly check-in. Somebody else might want a weekly check-in, might need a weekly check-in, but it's like, God might not be calling me to you specifically. But I know that God loves you and he's going to take care of you. Like he loves you more than I love you. So he's going to take care of you. So it's like taking care of the people I think that God's put specifically on you to take care of. So you can help build them into people that are taking care of people. So say like you have 3 people that you do that for. And then eventually, say it's a year from now, it's like they feel like they can do that. They each get 3 people. Now 9 people are being taken care of. And then you can have a new 3, you know, where those other people can still talk to you, but like they don't need as much like hands-on, like you're just a resource. So I think for me, that's what I'm trying to work towards. That like not everyone's gonna have like the same level of access to me, but like the ones that do, it's like trying to build specifically into them, if that makes sense.
No, that's really good. Yeah, because I know that's an area of opportunity for me as well that I just realized recently that I need to do a better job at trying to duplicate myself. And I'm not saying like I'm perfect or anything, but I know that because I try to impact so many people, it doesn't allow me to be effective with, like you said, like making sure that they're getting the most out of me and getting the most out of that relationship. So it just recently dawned on me that I'm like, I'm not pouring into any specific person enough in order for this load on me to be lightened.
Yeah.
So, and it came from a discipleship class that we're taking where God didn't give us like, he didn't give us many commands. He did give us a lot of commands, but I know he told us exactly how to pray, you know, and he was like, and he told us to go out and make disciples, right? And a lot of times in the church, we kind of like gloss over that. And I don't think we do the best job at truly teaching people what that looks like and how to execute on making disciples. And that's actually what I've been trying to be a lot more intentional with as of late. But I still feel like I still need to flesh myself out a little bit because I like my time a lot, where that time where I'm so focused on like having my time should be the time where I'm bringing other people in so they can quote unquote do life with me.
Me too.
So I'm like, man, you know, I'm working on it. What does it look like for you, Jess? What's going on?
I also think, I was thinking about the things you said, but I'll answer the first question first. I think it just goes along with what we're all saying here, just duplicating ourselves. Like even with our marriage group, the last marriage group that we ran, we were the co-leads because someone in our second marriage group ended up running the third one. And they were like, can you just co-lead with us just to make sure we're doing it right? And they did great. We didn't have to do anything. So that's like one form of duplicating ourselves. But I also think it's really important for us as leaders to learn to trust people. Same way someone trusted us to lead. It's like we all think like, oh, they're not ready. Like, I'll do it. But you don't know if someone can't handle this, the load unless you give them some. So I think we're only hurting the people around us by taking on so much stuff and not trusting people to go ahead and lead. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'll be here if you need me, but trust me, you got it. Like I remember when I was 17, they asked me to be a camp counselor. I was like, I'm not ready. Like I'm definitely not ready for this. And I did it and I was fine. I've been a camp counselor ever since. So it's like just trusting to lead. And then if you're someone who's watching this and you're like, I'm not ready, just, answer the call because you don't know. You probably are ready, but you won't know. So yeah, we just need to trust people a little bit more.
One thing I'll say too, I think the context of church community really helps the process of what you're trying to do. For example, when I was younger, like I ran like the youth group at my church, small church, but like we ran the youth group to like, it got to eventually to like 40, 45 kids, like all like meeting at my parents' house. And like, that was great. It's like, oh man, look at all these people. And other people would be like, look at all these people he's bringing in. Like, wow, that's great. But the moment like I left or went away to school, I stopped, like it all died. And all the kids went into doing like, or kids, they were my age, like went on to doing like whatever else they were doing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like, there are so many like things that I feel like I built, but like as soon as like I take myself out of it, it's like it all falls apart. People are doing like their own things. But I think in this recent few seasons, like at church, I had a group, and one of the guys in the group, like in the next season, our pastor had a prophetic word for him. He's like, you're gonna start a group and you're gonna be a leader. And he was like, I never thought I would do anything like that. So I felt God calling me to tell him, it's like, hey dude, whatever you need for your group, like I'll be your co-lead. I'll support your vision, whatever the vision is, whatever you want to do. So we did a group together, and in that group, it's like we just saw, it's like there are so many future leaders in this group. Like almost everybody in this group is going to be a leader at some point. So in that next season, I took two of those guys that like I saw potential in, and it's like, hey, let's run this next group together. Like me and you two, like we'll read the verses together. We'll text about it during the week, and like let's come up with like, a plan and how we're gonna present it. Like I'll do the first week, you do the second week, you'll do the third week, and that group went really well too. So out of that, this past season, like 6 of the guys that were in those groups with us decided like, oh, let's start our own groups. But the mentality that we told them from when we started the group is like, hey, we're probably never gonna do a group all together again. As much as I love being with you, as much as I love and we love being with you guys, like our church has like over 1,000 people and there's like 30 groups. We can't take care of all the people unless we continue to expand and unless we continue to grow and multiply. So it's like that mindset. It's like, hey, we're here to like, to grow so that we can continue to do the work of church. But I think that kind of helps like in the context of like a local church where it's like, it's easier to kind of branch it off that way, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's somebody listening right now that is thinking to themselves like, oh, I am not ready to lead. Like I hear what he's saying and I hear what Jess is saying. They just kind of got thrown into it and it worked out for them. But I know if I get thrown into a situation, it's not going to work out for me. And I know that's not it. But what do you guys have to say to those people who have that hesitation towards leading in some capacity?
Well, I feel like if you have the desire, first of all, like if you don't even have the desire and you don't feel like you have the call, then just sit still for a little bit longer, because I don't want people to want to lead just because it sounds good. And it's like, if you don't have the desire or call, be still for a little bit longer until you do get that, or someone places it upon you. But if you feel like you have the desire, but you're afraid, or you feel like you've been called to do it, but you're afraid, you don't have to do it by yourself or like on a grand scheme, like maybe start a group with just your friends, people who you know are not going to judge you if you mess up or whatever. Or you can co-lead. Ask someone who is, you know, you feel like has a little bit more knowledge or wisdom, and it's like, hey, I want to do this group, but I can't do it by myself. Like, can you lead and I can co-lead to see how you would do it or whatever. So like, ask for help, you know, like you don't have to do it by yourself.
Did you have that desire? Was that something that you wanted to do when you were younger?
No, but I knew that I had the call to do it, but I didn't want to.
So if someone doesn't have the desire but feels like they're being called, then how do they find that balance? Like how
you answer.
You just answer the call.
Yeah, you
hear
answer
me
the call.
knocking, let me in.
Obedience. You be obedient. Like you're not always gonna want to do the things, but you just be obedient to what God is telling you to do.
Yeah, I think when someone says they're not ready, I feel like that begs further questions. It's like, for what reason do you feel like you're not ready? It's like, are you currently like living in sin? I'd say that's a reason. I say that's a reason to not lead. You know, like.
But don't you think everybody's living in some type of sin?
Well, we're all struggling.
Okay.
But are you living?
Are you living?
Yeah,
You're living
comfortably.
it like.
Yeah.
Explain that for people who may not understand.
Okay, so I think there's a difference to like an occasional fall and conviction and repentance, like that fighting, versus like, oh, I have a boyfriend or girlfriend that I sleep with, but like, who cares?
We're gonna get married. Whatever.
We're gonna get married. Who cares? Whatever. That's living in sin. You know, I mean, there's many other ways to live in steady unrepentant sin.
Yeah.
If that's why someone's saying they're not ready, then I would agree that person's not ready. But I do believe so. That could be one reason, but I think it all just depends on what that person means. Like, is it like, you know, I'm trying my best to live for God. Like I'm taking steps. Like, does that person under any mentorship, like, do they have anything over them? Because as much as I think that people should lead, like, I believe in James, it says that to those who are teachers will face harsher judgment, because what we say to others, you know, it matters. Like, say like you start leading, and then while you're living in unrepentant sin and you cause somebody else to stumble for that reason, it's like it'd be better to have a millstone tied around your neck and to be thrown into the depths of the sea than to lead even one of these little ones away from me. So it is a serious call, but I do believe that we all have the amount of Jesus in our lives that we want. Like, there's no, like, the only person gatekeeping your relationship is you.
That's good.
With God. Like,
good, babe.
it's like, you're the barrier to the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. So I think, what does, like, I'm not ready mean? I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, because I was as he was explaining that, because do you ever look at yourself as a leader before you became, you know, you're a leader, right? You know that?
You're definitely a leader.
Let me just clarify
Yeah.
that first. I hope you know that you're a leader. Do you know that you're a leader?
Yeah.
Okay, you know you're a leader. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Did you? What did that journey look like for you? Because I don't think the people know what that looked like for you growing up and how you came into this position of leadership. Was it something that you desired and wanted, and like how did this play out and unfold in your life?
I know, because it was actually that James 4, James 2, I can't remember which one, but that scripture scared me from that position entirely. I was like, I don't want it. I don't want that pressure. I don't want that judgment. I just want to live my life quietly. And I felt like he was pulling me and I was resisting. And when you do that, everything is chaos. And all the things that you think that you can control just fly out of your hands, like you weren't even holding on to it. And so it felt like when we were being pushed into these things, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll co-lead with somebody. And then it became like, oh, okay, we're like leading. And then I felt ill-equipped because I didn't know all the stories in the Bible. I didn't grow up in church. I didn't do I became a Christian when I was 23 years old. I got baptized right before we got married. And so I felt like all of the things that I knew were just from the last few years. And so I consumed a lot, like books, read the Bible as much as I could. And so that still wasn't enough to make me feel like I was good enough to be a leader, until I realized that God called me into this position, not because he felt like I was ready or because I knew of all the things to teach them because I'd been married for X amount of years, but because he was going to walk with me and he was going to hold my hand. And so I just kind of always thought of myself as like, David, I'm like jumping into this fight with just my little stones. They're round, soft stones. Like I don't got any like sharp, like things to convict people, but I've just got my little stones, and he's just going to do whatever he can with those stones through me. And so I felt like as long as I'm centered with him and that I'm at his feet, then he will continuously use me as a leader, and I don't have to feel ill-equipped.
Yeah.
I
I think for the little Danas of the world that, you know,
The little Danas.
little Danas that feel like they don't know enough, right? If you go to the story like of the woman at the well in John 4, she was the one that didn't know enough. But when Jesus changed her life, she went back and told everybody, come see the man that told me all the things that I ever did. That's all she had. That's all she had for them. But they said, we now believe, not because of what you said, but because we went and saw for ourselves. So she was able to bring salvation to her community, not because she knew everything, but because she was obedient. And she stepped out on faith, you know, in order to just share what she did have. And I think many of us, like, when we start to just share our testimony, share what he did for us, like, that could bless people more sometimes than the person that knows the whole Bible front to back. Like, the Pharisees knew the Bible front to back, but they were the furthest from God. Like, they killed God, you know, but they knew all the stuff. So I think sometimes, like, that your posture and your obedience is more important than like knowing everything.
Yeah,
I was going to say something else, but then I forgot what I was going to say.
Like they say, obedience is better than sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times if we're just obedient to the calling, then God will do the rest. But I fall in that same bucket with Dana and the little Danas out there who feel like they don't know enough. But I just have to walk into the calling and allow God to do that work within me.
Yeah.
You know, because it says when you put God first, you know, he'll give you the desires of your heart. So if you desire to be a leader, then if you just trust in God for him to lead you in the right direction, then those desires to want to grow in the faith will start to develop, and you'll have that desire to want to get into the word more and to do the research and to get connected with the right people so that you can have that growth. And also on that other note, I also fall into this bucket as well, where I know that it says that leaders will be judged more harshly. And that's a scary thing to think about. But people think that when they say that, leaders just means being on the pulpit. But literally what you do, what I do, what we do with our platform, with our children, with whatever ministries in church, whatever that is, like, you're leading a group of people. You are technically a pastor of children, a pastor of a group, a pastor of your social media community. You're still pastoring in some shape or form. So you may be running from that, but you're still doing it. So be careful with the words you say and how you present things, and make sure that whatever you're presenting is truth, because people are following your leadership, and you'll be judged more harshly. So it is a scary thing to think about.
Yeah, I think something that convicted me heavily this past year was prayer. I felt like prayer is something that I can do, like, when I have my devotion time or whatnot. But when I felt ill-equipped, it was because I wasn't in prayer enough. And I'm reading this book called Teach Us to Pray, and he made this amazing observation, which probably everyone already knows, but the disciples followed him closely for 3 years, and they didn't ask him, like, oh, how do I preach to thousands of people? Or how do I heal other people? How do I do these miracles that you do? Teach me how to do those things. They asked him, they said, teach me how to pray. And there's something so powerful in that, in prioritizing that ministry before all of your other ministries, because that's what's going to equip you in those roles that he places you in. And so I noticed that throughout the day, I'm praying 1,000 times more than I used to. All throughout the day, little prayers. Give me strength through this. God, what do you think of this? Submitting this decision to you. Like, truly being at his feet and praying can equip you when you feel like you're far away from where he thinks you should be. And I think that's just going to keep you in tune and give you that divine encounter that I feel like a lot of people miss. So they think like, oh, I'm studying, I know the word, I can teach it. But where is that coming from? Is that what God wants you to hear or teach through the word, or are you hearing it from him? You know?
That's really good. I saw this video kind of talking about something we were saying a little earlier. And it was challenging like believers' like notions of what faith is. He was saying like a lot of believers, like we feel like what stepping out on faith is or trusting God is like, okay, God, give me the whole playbook. Tell me exactly how it's supposed to be. How many people are going to come with me? We want all the details up front. But he was saying like, that's not what faith is. Like what faith is like you in general know what God's called you to. You start to walk and trust that he will lay the pathway for you as you go. So it's like, he is really like the lamp to our feet and the light to our path. So the lamp to our feet just shows us like enough light for the next step. It's like we know where we're going, like that the end goal, but we don't know what's the rest of it looks like. We need to continue to take steps in order to see the next step though. And I was just thinking so much so like, I think for me and like for so many other like believers, it's like I know God wants me to do this, but I just don't know how. But like we're saying, stay still. But it's like, he wants us to start walking, I think.
Take a step.
Start to take steps. Like start to take steps. Start to move forward and trust him to bring in, the knowledge, the knowledge of what to do, I guess, next. And I think like it was such a good challenge for me, and like I think for a lot of other believers as well.
That was actually one of my questions to you guys is, what's something that God is like calling you guys that you haven't stepped into yet?
Ooh.
Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah. I do think that I have more like leadership roles where I haven't fully stepped into because I'm also kind of like, I don't know enough yet, God. Like the groups that I have led, I've never led one by myself. I'm always a co-lead. And I know that he's calling me to be a lead. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm telling him, like, I'm not. It's not like, oh, I can't. Like, I'm not doing that. Because I'm like, what if someone has a question? I don't know the answer. And like, I think about my image a lot. I'm like, bro, I'm on the worship team. All I can think of is that I'm leading a song and someone's in the audience like, I asked her a question last Sunday. She had an answer. I'm like, you didn't know I can't put myself on blast. Like, I can't. But I actually just joined a leadership group that my pastor is leading. It's like a 7-month program. And I feel like if I really give my all, I've already been slacking. Like, there's all these books you're supposed to read and all these things. And I'm like, God is giving you a gift to step into your next, like, you're the next thing that he wants you to do. And I'm like, I feel like what I'm doing now, I'm not even giving my all to what I'm doing now, which I think is such a gift that he wants me to like really get into. It's something I prayed for. I'm like, Jesus. Like,
Come, bruh, he's
I'm like, bruh, please.
Hey, big homie.
I'm like, Jesus, if you want me to do this, you need to help me. Then this group comes and then I'm falling behind. I'm not leaning in fully. So I think I just really need to lean in to the prayers that he's answering for me to get to the next thing. Because I feel like God's kind of like, you can do it, just do it. But I'm like, oh, but God, I need this, and this. It's giving Moses. It's like, but God, I need something else first. It's like, okay, here.
Yeah.
Now, go. And I feel like I'm still kind of slacking on what he has given me to go to the next step. So definitely just need to lean into what I've been praying for to get to where I know he wants me to go. So that's that for me.
It's good. I kind of feel like right now, I am kind of feel like it's like lamp to my feet and light into my path, where I feel like he's called us in general to some things, but like I don't see the specific yet. So like whether it be like, you know, we're trying to work on our Substack, or in terms of like writing and, you know, like writing and creating and just more stuff like for like between us. Like I don't know exactly what that looks like. You know, we have talked about like a book eventually. So it's like I think we're taking steps in that way, but I'm not 100% sure like everything like that God has or like what He has. So I don't have a full answer.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything like
I
that?
was just gonna ask Matthew.
You were gonna ask me.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to be interviewing them, babe.
Conversation, not an interview.
11
no.
p.m. We're asking everybody all the questions. Mario, what's it?
I think I've kind of recently got over the fact that I know that I'm not enough. Like I've accepted that, and I think that's like the first step for everyone is just knowing that you're not enough. You're not enough to do all these things.
Yeah.
You're not enough. Nobody is enough. And once you start thinking you are enough, that's when you're getting
In
prideful.
trouble, yeah.
You know, that's when you're starting to come close to the line where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you you're not enough," right? And we don't ever want to be in that position.
Nope.
So I think because I've like surrendered to the fact that I'm slow and I'm not a good reader and I can't remember everything. I don't know all the Bible verses. I can't, you know, I've surrendered to that, and I'm like in a position where I'm like, Lord, Holy Spirit, help. Help, because I already told you I can't do this, but you keep telling me to do this, so I'm gonna do it, but I can't do it.
What's it?
That's leading in church. That's leading these groups. That's, you know, praying for people, discipling. Like, I don't know all the things. Like, there's people that come to me for discipleship, and I'm like, listen, we're gonna do this together, and that's what discipling is, just doing it together. So I'm like, and anytime I have a conversation with someone, even multiple times, even during this podcast, I'm like, Holy Spirit, like, right, I'm tired. It's 11:26 at night. Like, give me the right thought process to ask the right questions, to pick up on something that you want me to elaborate on, because there's somebody that's watching this right now that needs that specific thing. So I don't want to focus on what I want to focus on. I want to focus on what God wants me to focus on, so I can give His people what they need. So long story short, I don't know if there's a specific area that I feel like I'm not doing, because I think the biggest thing for me was just getting more involved in the church, to the point where I felt like I was supposed to be, I don't want to say leading a congregation, because I don't think I'm there yet. But I've spoken to leaders within the church, and I told them, like, hey, listen, I'm here. Whatever you guys want from me, let me know. I'm willing to serve, whatever that looks like. And I feel like I feel like that
That's
was
why
me.
we have like 5 meetings on
That
Sunday.
and then things just keep getting thrown at me, and every time I'm like, yeah, let's meet. Yeah, and I'm just saying yes, like, right? So I'm just being obedient. So I think that I've kind of gotten over that hump a little bit, where I'm just like, all right, God, you're in control. I'm saying yes to all the things. But then in the back of my mind, which I don't know how you guys navigate this, is I always think about, like, hey, the devil can't get you to slow down; he'll get you to speed up. So now I'm saying yes to all these things, and I'm like, how do I know if maybe I should be saying no?
Overextending,
So I don't know, how do you guys navigate that? Where, like, and I know you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but like I'm kind of going through that now, where I'm just like, I'm saying yes to a lot of things, and I was even talking to Mario about this before, where I know we've been through the season of being overwhelmed. We know what that feels like. And I kind of feel it coming a little bit. And especially since I know that I'm coming to a season where it's about to get even more busy. So I'm like, Dan, probably need to start saying no to some things. But I feel like God has called me to do these things.
Say no
What did I say?
Penelope's soccer coach. You did.
Look
say
at
no.
me. Come on.
You did say no to one thing this
Come
season.
on. No, I can't coach that
Stepping
soccer
into your
team.
year of
No.
no. Yes.
No, I can't do it. No, leave me alone.
Yes, practice. You gotta practice no.
I actually told him to follow up with me in like 2 weeks. I'm like, I
will definitely follow up.
I said, listen, if you want me to make a decision right now, it's no, because I can't. I don't have the capacity. But I'm like, get back to me in a couple weeks.
I'm not leaving the door open. Oh, no. So it was
I didn't
maybe.
completely close the door. I left my foot, like I just propped the door open.
I'll
I'm
say
like,
yes in 2 weeks. Ask me again, please.
so I'm trying, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I know that, because that's where I feel like God was leading me to go. That's where I got into seminary school. I'm doing these discipleship classes. I'm seeking mentorship. Like, so I'm trying to do the things because he's giving me that desire to want to grow in those areas. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to prepare myself for whatever that thing is that he truly wants me to do presents itself, that I'm ready for it. So I say, people, everybody, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Because when the opportunity comes, if you don't prepare yourself for the opportunity, you're going to drop the ball. And then, you know, that's on you because you had those chances to do the class that Jessica's supposed to be doing that she's not doing.
I'm doing it. I'm just not doing it well.
Oh, you're just not doing it well. Okay. All right. Cool.
So,
wait, Dana, we didn't get to ask Dana.
oh yeah, he was asking us a question though.
Yeah, but then we skip.
Yeah.
If we answer this, we're never gonna get to her.
Okay,
It's
you're right.
okay.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
It was her question. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's my questions.
But you can answer your own
Well,
question.
yeah, we're spinning it back though.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're spinning the block.
What was my question?
What are you
What
saying?
am I not stepping into yet?
Yeah.
Well, he told you first, so I kind of dismissed it, but God wants me to write a book, and he's told him. And
Bro, I've been saying this for
he
like
confirmed it.
I've been saying this for like 5 years now, bruh.
I felt
Bruh.
Bruh.
I called her
I-
bruh. That felt weird.
that's weird.
That's crazy.
Um,
It's the delusional 11:30 kicking in.
Yeah, it was a random 4:30 p.m. service where he delivered. I feel like no one was paying attention to that message, and I was just crying the whole time. 'cause
Yeah,
he
you got
was-
in the car so excited after that message. I'm like, did I miss something? I said,
I was like, babe,
did I miss
God
something?
told me to write it down. He was like,
Were we in the
I
same?
Ben said that.
I was like, did we watch the same message? But not, yep.
No, I felt it in the worship, and then I felt it, and then I heard it in the message, and it was like very clear. And I'm still just over here, all in my head, you know.
So whatever. I know there's a publisher out there that's watching this.
I'm not ready
him
yet,
up.
but I'll get there. I'm preparing myself for whenever.
Don't
And I
over-prepare
honestly,
now.
I don't think it's like for me, I felt like the clarity was writing down our testimonies so that other people can learn from the testimonies. So I felt like this could be just a book for our children. And I kind of do that. I kind of write that already. I just haven't done it in a while. But, and then I have like this 300-page OneNote document that has pretty much everything in it that I could just, put somewhere maybe one day. But I don't really feel like it's like something that he's calling me to do right this second. But I think that that's definitely was a very clear do this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there such thing as over preparing?
I think so.
I think you can get in your head.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where she's at. Okay, got you. She's at that stage.
It's like too much preparing and not enough doing type of thing. Like you can
okay.
preparing is great, but if you're being called to do something you're not doing, it's like I just need to keep preparing. But if you haven't been called yet and you're still preparing, it's like I'm ready, but I'll keep preparing until I get called. Over preparing is fine, but not when you've already been called to do something and you're like, I need to prepare just a little bit more. It's like, no,
agree.
it's ready.
Got you. Okay.
No, to answer your question about
We'll
men,
close with that. Not me closing your podcast. It's just been
it's like,
an
and
hour
we'll
and 30
close.
minutes.
And we're going to close with this.
Let's find a place. You gotta find a place in the middle to cut it in half.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I think it's attention to manage, in terms of like how to know if you're engaging too much, you're not doing enough. Like to find that balance. There's this book I read called "Practicing the Way," by I think it's John Mark Comer, and on the website, his website, "Practicing the Way," they have this thing called a rule of life, and essentially it breaks down a bunch of different spiritual disciplines. And there are two kinds of spiritual disciplines. There are disciplines of engagement, and then there are disciplines of abstinence, right? So disciplines of engagement are like serving, worship, Bible study. Like they're things that you do in order to put yourself in a position to be closer to God. And there are the disciplines of abstinence, which are things you take yourself away from or things that you stop doing in order to put yourself in a position to be with God more, right? And we all have a natural bend to a certain kind of discipline. Some people, like, it's way easier to do the taking away things. Like, it's way easier to spend time in silence, spend time in solitude with God, or way easier to, take a Sabbath. Like it's easier to do less. And there are certain people that it's way easier to do more, right? But we all need a good balance of both. So they have a tool on their, I'm like giving them free promo. There's like a tool on their website that allows you to kind of like analyze what your way of life is for your family and see what things that you could add or like take away from. And I think taking a constant inventory of like how you're feeling in whatever season is super important, because as busy as we are, kind of like similar to what you were saying, I feel like I still take a lot of time, like all right, this is me time. Like I value the me time, and I think sometimes I value it too much. I think I have a tendency, like all things being equal, I have a tendency to sloth rather than to be an overworker. So I need to, like, sometimes there are seasons where I need to add more disciplines of engagement, in order to like continue to serve well. I mean, serve well and be in a position to, commune with God more. And there are times where it's like, all right, this is kind of ratcheting up a little bit. There are things I need to cut off in order to maintain balance. So I think it's taking a constant inventory with yourself and with your family in order to live in the way that God wants you to live, if that makes sense.
No, it's good. It's good.
Cool.
All right. Well, we have to land the plane, that you said? Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll end with this. So what is the next thing you feel like God is calling you guys towards? What's next for you guys?
What's next? Maybe that's something that I need to sit with, because I feel like I've done a lot of telling God what I want to be next and not enough listening to what he wants for me to be next. So I think that's something that I need to sit with him with a little bit more and be like, okay, God, I keep saying like, oh, I'm surrendering to you, my thoughts, my plans. But then I get new thoughts and plans. I'm like, all right, so not those right now, but what about this, and not enough sitting and waiting for an answer. I think I'm kind of like just being still, but I'm not being still and listening, or being still and diving into my word or praying and fasting. I'm kind of just being still and expecting to just hear, but I'm not really like locked in as much as I should be for somebody who wants these specific like deep answers. So that is my answer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think God has us in a little bit of like a waiting period where I think he's inviting us to kind of trust him a little bit in the middle, where it's like, all right, there's like, we are gearing up for like this podcast season and we're believing, good things for it. But like, we're other than that, like, we're kind of just like, all right, whatever you want to do. Cause like we're trying to have expand our family. I was trying to find a way to say that.
Yeah, I'm like
have baby. We're trying to have a baby. We're trying to like, I don't know. We're trying to expand our family.
Trying
to engage.
Use a softer word there, please.
Expand.
And we've been trying for a couple years now. And I think we're in a good space with it, where it's not like each month, like, God, how come you didn't like? But it's like, dang, each month, it's just like a little bit of a like. So like, when's it gonna be?
I cry when Jonathan goes to work, so he doesn't know.
Well, but well,
it's not true.
I mean, if anything, she used to cry when I was at home.
Before,
so
okay.
There was a lot more crying like together. But I think now we're in a good space with it. But it's still like, all right, God, when like we've had prophetic words like spoken over us, like even like very recently, it's like, it's coming soon. Like, I feel God tell me to tell you. It's like, all right, that's great. Like, it's almost kind of at the point where like the extra prophetic word is like you can hold it. Like,
yeah. Go ahead, write it. I don't want to keep it.
I don't need like the extra like encourage. Like,
yeah.
I believe God's gonna do it.
He's gonna move when he's gonna move.
When he's gonna move.
Yeah.
And like, I believe he will move. I believe he will move. I don't know the way, shape, or form, but it's kind of like, all right, so when? Like, what do you? It's kind of like, what are you waiting for? Like, or what do you want us to be doing? So I think he has us in a period of waiting. And I think I'm just trying to be as prepared as possible to hear from him, to make sure that I'm ready to move when he says it's time to move into X, Y, or Z, or whatever that is.
Yeah. So I don't feel like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't feel like we have like, oh, what's next? Like, we know what's next. What's the next steps? But I feel like it's just pretty much like, be consistent and obedient with what you're doing now. And like, just continue doing what you're doing now until I give you like further instructions. So
I love
think that's
that.
so
You
raw.
literally you cut me off with the question I was going to ask you, which is
Perfect.
perfect. But now I'm going to ask it anyways because I want because what you guys said, and we'll wrap up with this, is that you feel like you're in like a waiting period, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there right now who feel like they're in a waiting period in relationships, a waiting period in their ministry, a waiting period at their job, whatever that looks like. Somebody feels like they're in a waiting period right now. So what encouragement do you have for them to help them push through, or to help them just to stand still? Like what encouragement do you have to help them and support them during this time?
Do you want to
What
go first?
helps you?
Yeah. What'd you say, Dave?
What helps you?
What helps me honestly is just to know that like if you were supposed to have it right now, you would. And if it was up to me, I would have it right now, but then I would know for a fact that I'm not getting the best because I'm rushing ahead of God to try to do things my way. It's like I always have to remember that God sees the bigger picture. I only see what's right in front of me. He sees what's miles and miles ahead. So I really just have to literally trust in that. It's like, okay, if I was supposed to have whatever it is that you're waiting for right now, and it was going to be good for me and for everyone around me, then I would have it, because we know that God gives good gifts to his children and he delights in that. He doesn't delight in keeping things from you. So if he's withholding something from you, it is for your benefit. It's for my benefit. It's for our benefit.
Yeah.
Maybe for our marriage. Maybe he knows right now if we had children, it would ruin our marriage, or maybe there's something big coming in our business that we couldn't handle right now, which we don't know. So when I don't know, I just resort to just trusting. So that is just all I have. I have nothing else but to trust, because if I try to go in my head and be like, well, maybe if I do this and I do that and blah, 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 I'm going to drive myself insane. So I'm like, bro, if I don't know, I just have to trust. That is it. Really.
Yeah, that's really good. I think 100% what you said. I think learning to trust the character of God, because when you trust the character of God and know that he does everything, either for his glory or for our good, right? So if something that you want, you don't have yet, it's either not for his glory or for your good. Like it's not good for you to have the thing that you're asking for. In the same way that when I was a kid, like I'd want to play in the fountain at the mall so bad. Like, let me just play in the fountain water. How come you won't let me like touch the water and like there's coins in there? And it's like, as a kid, like I thought my parents were so mean for not letting me play in this fountain water. But now as an adult, I'm like, what a loving thing they did to not let me touch that water. The water's disgusting. But like, there's no way my mind could have wrapped my head around that at that time. But in the same way that like there are things that God sees that we don't see, so it's like being able to trust the character of God. I think that's one of the big ones. And then the second thing is also knowing. I'm losing my train of thought as I'm talking. It's coming back.
Okay. Holy Spirit, do it.
He's losing it again.
I'm losing it again.
It's okay.
Yeah, you could talk some more. Maybe.
Maybe-
I mean,
maybe
basically,
they'll
you just
come
took what I
back to
said
it.
bar for bar, and then you tried to add something
No,
to it,
no,
like,
no,
and
no,
make it
I
my
have
own.
something else,
And I know I had something else. I'm like, I'm like,
I
said that.
I need a notepad. I need like a notepad. I'm like,
Don't worry, there's many times in this
Just
conversation
said
I was
that.
like, yeah, but okay, now let me move on from that question because I don't remember anymore. Go to the next. That's what happens when you podcast too late. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it does.
it was
So
good
I've
too.
been praying for you guys like a lot, and
you.
I see things, or I read things, and
Come on,
I write
writer.
it down. I
Come on.
write it in a little note that is Jess and Jonathan.
Oh,
that's
so
You got a
nice.
whole
But I
Jess and Jonathan.
don't. But I
That's so
don't
nice.
send it to you
That's so
because
sweet.
I feel like you're probably overwhelmed by people trying to send you like encouraging things. But your conversation just kind of reminded me of this. This quote I saw from John Ortberg says, biblically, waiting is not just something we have to do until we get what we want. Waiting is part of the process of becoming what God wants us to be. And so I kind of saw that like your next just depends on how you steward your now. And you guys are doing your life just so beautifully, I feel. You're
Yeah.
just still pouring into God and what he wants from you. And I feel like all of this waiting will have a reason later,
Yeah.
and it's going to be beautiful, even more beautiful than you thought.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like it may be really hard right now because you're in the thick of it. Encouragement might not be something that you can just hand out, but I think one of the things that Jess said was like, you're trusting in God, and Jonathan, like you're just trusting in him, and that's all you have. I feel like that's literally all he's needing from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do to encourage yourself to like keep going
Yeah.
and keep
Absolutely.
stewarding what you do have. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are beautiful people. You guys are doing beautiful work. And you guys are, if this is your waiting period and this is what you guys are doing in your waiting period, when your blossoming period comes, it's going to be epic, you know, because you guys are using this time to not only lean into your relationship with God, but lean into edifying and building his people. And like, that is the perfect example of, you know, what children of God should be doing. So I'm excited for what you guys are doing. I'm excited for what you guys have to come. I'm probably your guys' biggest fan. Watch all the podcasts, watch all the vlogs. I'm watching all the things. So we love you guys. We love what you guys do. And you guys inspire us. You know, you guys came over here and you guys came to just vibe out and hang out with the kids and have a good time. And even while you guys are doing that, in the midst of it, you're still finding time to work and build your brand and build your business. But like, you guys are still being the best auntie and uncle for our kids. So thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting us, and just thank you for being a good example. So we love you guys. It's my family right here, the Wallaces. Follow them. You got Only One Jess. We got Between the Walls. Are we doing Boogie? Are we shouting? No. Okay. just delete it, bro. Just delete it.
That's just for fun.
That's
for
the fan
giggles.
page. The Finsta?
They got the
That's the
Substack that's going crazy right now. And they got a lot of giveaways coming your way for people who subscribe to the Substack, because they're doing a lot of giveaways.
Yes.
And it's more than just the giveaways. They want to give away good information through the literature that they're providing.
Come on,
for you.
literature.
In the name of
Come
Jesus.
on.
Hallelujah. Praise
Come on,
God.
Holy
All right, we
Spirit.
out of here. Drop the beat, Mario. We love you, baby. Bye.
Bye.